Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Business Stars podcast presented by the Meinders School of Business at Oklahoma City University. I'm your host, Kyle Golding. This is episode 1 of season 2 of the podcast. We're kicking off season 2 with special guest, the Interim Dean of the Business School, Dr. Bob Greve. Good to see you today, Dean.
Hey, good to be here.
So I thought it would make perfect sense to start the second season of the podcast here, spring 2026, by talking about some of the new things or innovative things that we're doing here at the Meinders School of Business. And you are the interim dean. You're the boss today. So you're a person who is making sure that we're doing all these things. And so you can provide a lot of information about the new and innovative things that are happening here at the Meinders School of Business.
Perfect.
So are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's start off with a conversation about career services.
Yeah.
We're not just educating young people, we're preparing them to go out into the world. And we've had a major change in the career services department here at the university recently.
Right. So the university-wide career services has now moved into the individual units. So we're going to handle career services entirely within the Meinders School of Business for the Meinders School of Business. We're going to continue to have incredible outcomes. I was preparing a report for a different reason for our BBAs, and part of that involved collecting an outcome for every single undergraduate student who walked across the stage in May. So all of our May graduates. And of around 32, 33 students, everyone except for one student was either had a job in their field or was going to graduate school. And the one student who wasn't wants to be a fireman. So
that's a pretty good career.
Yeah. So he was waiting on a little different path. So to have virtually 100% of your students, realizing their dreams is pretty outstanding. So a big part of that doesn't just happen accidentally. A part of that is because you're a big fish in a small pond here. You get a lot of attention, and part of that attention is what you're helping these students with, and that's internships and executives in residence. Those conversations you have with a student has with an executive in residence,
right?
Those are just incredibly valuable. They lead to internships. They lead to careers. They really shape where that student winds up.
And often their professors have a lot of influence on career paths and even getting that first job because they give recommendations and point them in the right direction.
Absolutely. So you can't have enough of those conversations. Right. I can remember as an undergrad student, I had a professor that kind of just stuck around with me and visited after class, and that led to grad school. I had another conversation during an MBA that led me to consider becoming a professor. And obviously that happened. So these conversations that our students have are really exposure to some folks that have been there and done that and have ideas and have some wisdom to share. That's part of the package when you come here. So we want every one of our students taking advantage of those.
Plus, we bring in guest speakers from all types of different industries to give kind of the real world feedback as to what they actually experience working the jobs that these students are preparing for when they're completing their degrees.
It's helpful. It's part information. It's part inspiration, because you'll hear somebody talk about someone very successful talk about some of maybe their early struggles, and suddenly it occurs to you that, oh, okay, well maybe that is a path I can consider. So it's just it's a terrific, and it's a generous on the part of our executives. They're very generous with their time, with their sharing their thoughts, and it's rewarding for them as well, because they like to see these students go on and succeed.
And we actually have a formal program called Executives in Residence, EIR for short, right? But we have a collection of executives, retired, semi-retired, people who have been in the business industry for a long time. They've been doing big things, right? Yeah. Who volunteer their time for office hours to spend time with students and counsel them on how their degree is going, what they'll be able to do with it in the real world, what to expect when applying for that first job, or what to expect when they finish their graduate degree and want to move on ahead. So what are some of the aspects of the Executives in Residence program you find to be the most valuable to students, but also to faculty and everyone else who gets to interact with these executives?
Well, it kind of brings the outside in. It brings the the business community into our doors and interact with our faculty, they interact with our students as well. It brings industry into the building. So we've got we were talking about this earlier this week, Kyle, different industries that are represented within the Executives in Residence program. We've got banking, we've got insurance, we've got real estate,
accounting,
we've got accounting, we've got
high finance, we've got venture capital,
we've got medical, we've got
entrepreneurs who have startups.
Absolutely, we've got some not-for-profit
retail
activity. Yeah. So I mean, if you have a particular interest, if a student has a particular interest, and want us to make those connections, and they don't happen to be in this particular program, we can usually find those connections for a student.
So obviously, we're doing the great part on the education. Like, we're educating these young people as great as they can be. We're gonna tell you right now that that's top notch. Now we're giving them opportunities to start their network with executives in residence, get real world feedback.
Yeah.
But the other element of career services, of helping these young people get jobs, their first job, or advance in their careers, are things that are outside the classroom, like resume writing and interview prep and things like that. And so, what is OCU implementing, specifically the Meinders School of Business, implementing in spring of 2026 that's going to address issues like resume and interview prep?
We've got a new software that incorporates artificial intelligence and will kind of analyze a student's resume and look for ways for that resume to be more friendly towards an HR department that's filtering through those resumes. Similarly, it can help prepare a student for an interview. In addition, we're doing real-world interview preps as well. But the software additionally tracks things like internships and ultimate outcomes like placement in jobs, et cetera. So it'll help us. Secondarily, it'll help us keep track of what's working and those student outcomes that we love to know about,
and be more adaptive to how the industry is reacting in 2026, 2027, and not historically.
Yeah.
Shout out to the guys at Right CAI out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, a local startup that is doing great things for resumes and creations for specifically for college students, and we're really impressed with that platform.
We spent some time with them. They kind of walked through the features and kind of knocked our socks off, so we can see the benefit. We know the students will see the benefit, but you don't just take my word for it. Get in there for our students. Jump in there, get signed up, and it's for juniors and seniors to utilize, and I think you'll be impressed with what it does for you.
Now, we've mentioned a couple times about documenting and improving the outcomes for our students. And obviously that's important when we talk to parents and to potential students who want to come here because they want to see what they're paying for, what they're getting at a time and dedication and the tuition that they pay. But it also goes to our accreditation. Yeah. And you are the expert when it comes to accreditation for the business school. So let the folks hear a little bit more about what our accreditation is and why it's so impactful.
Well, we're an AACSB accredited business school. AACSB is the Association to Advance Collegiate Schools of Business.
I always get that wrong. That's why I didn't say it. I wanted you to say it.
Well, it's the number they throw around is 4.5% of business schools in the world have that accreditation. So it's not everybody out there has that. But in order to earn that accreditation, we have to continuously improve. So if you study continuous improvement or Kaizen or another one of the terms that are thrown around, that it's all about measuring outcomes and monitoring and continuously making improvements to those outcomes. So part of that accreditation involves determining who's in your classroom. First of all, we've got to have excellence in the classroom, and those folks that are delivering content or classes have to meet criteria, of course. But then we also measure student outcomes. We're going to measure leadership, critical thinking, knowledge of each of the subjects within business, your teamwork skills. We're gonna actually measure those things on an ongoing basis so that we know if know that we're improving in each of those areas as we go. And part of that, kind of the ultimate, is did a student land the type of job, not just a job, but the job in their field that And then years later, even are they still promoting and moving forward in their career path? So we've got to have that information to continuously know that we're doing things correctly and course correct if necessary, or take advantage of new opportunities.
So as much as we like to tell you we believe in the education we're providing, we have verification that we're doing great things in great ways.
Yeah, you got to measure it to know that we're doing things correctly.
And being verified by a third party.
Yeah, the accrediting body. Yeah.
And we have 2 degrees that are going through some changes and updates in 2026, one undergrad and one graduate degree.
That's right. Yep.
So, and on the undergrad side, the supply chain management degree is going through a little bit of a change, and it's now being supported by a very generous scholarship.
It is. So Bama Pies out of Tulsa and Paula Marshall made a wonderful gift to the university that's enabling us to offer scholarships for undergraduate degrees, transfer students, and freshmen. To come in and have scholarship dollars behind the what's a bachelor's of business administration. It's a new major, and that's the supply chain management. So we're going to be teaching those in-house. That's an exciting opportunity. We're also going to take those supply chain management courses, and they will make up their own undergraduate certificate. So if you're just looking for a new credential, maybe you want to make a move in your career, or you maybe you want a new credential, but you don't want to go back and get a full-blown undergraduate degree. You can take 5 courses and earn a supply chain management certificate. And it prepares you to work in that world of logistics and everything between the raw materials, the component parts, the
packaged
assembly,
good, delivery, everything, right?
All of that till it winds up in the consumer's hands.
Because supply chain management has always been an essential aspect of business, but I think people are understanding a lot more now because so many things are delivered directly, drop shipped, et cetera, right? The way consumers are getting their goods delivered to them involves supply chain so much more these days.
It really is kind of amazing. I can have an idea in the morning and I can have it on my doorstep in the afternoon, and how does that happen? And you can imagine the complexities there, particularly when you're dealing with things that are maybe perishable goods like food and heavy things, or things that involve perhaps dozens or hundreds of suppliers that supply some component of that finished product. So it's a complex problem that is solved continuously and rapidly. And where we are in Oklahoma City, we're kind of in the middle of the United States. We've got I-35 going north and south, I-40 going east and west. So there's quite a bit of that industry going on here, in addition to Tinker Air Force Base, aerospace,
manufacturing, right,
and warehousing and what have you, right here in the middle of the United States. So it fits well.
A highly valuable degree, and now it has support for scholarship.
Yeah, so there's scholarship dollars right there for undergrads.
And on the graduate side of things, our graduate degree, our Master's of Science, our MS in accounting, is now going to be in 2026, and after the summer and the fall, it's going to be available online.
It's available online. So the idea here is you might have a working adult, maybe they already have an undergraduate degree, but they're going to continue to work full time. Perhaps they wouldn't have to, but and now they have a way to earn that Master of Science in accounting and move into an accounting field, or move up in the accounting field, and maybe make a career move or gain some momentum in the career they're already in. So with
some greater flexibility and adaptability,
still have a family,
how to take those classes.
Still have a job, and get that stuff done.
So something else that we talk about a lot at the Meinders School of Business is experiential learning.
Yes.
We want to do lots of things in the classroom, but we want to do a lot of things outside the world. We've already talked about internships. We talked about first jobs.
Yep.
But another experiential learning opportunity at the Meinders School of Business that we're focused on right now for spring 2026 is something called the Entrepreneurs Cup from I2E, sponsored by Love's Travel Stops.
Yeah, we got to love the Loves, because they came in and it's not a small sponsorship.
There's a lot of money
involved. A lot
involved,
of prize money. So we've done this historically. This same event used to be called the Governor's Cup. I think it's always been hosted through I2E. Our students over the years won over $100,000 in prize money, and the students take that money home. But it is, if you've ever watched Shark Tank, it's a little bit like a Shark Tank.
It's a business pitch competition, yes?
You submit a business plan. Mm-hmm. If your plans are make it to semifinals, I believe it is, then you stand before some judges and present your pitch, and you answer questions. But it's something fun and more than that, meaningful to put together a business plan, because a business plan is going to touch every major discipline within the business school. Right. There's economics in there. There's finance. There's certainly accounting. There's a lot of marketing. There's technology and innovation.
Product development, project management.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you've got to put together a team. There's creation of the plan. It usually involves a great deal of teamwork and some leadership. And add to that the soft skills. You've got to stand in front of folks and speak and articulate.
Answer questions.
Yeah, they'll put you on the hot seat. But it's just a fantastic experience. And then add to that, students can earn some real significant prize money. So we're going to be a part of that again, and we're putting teams together and excited for that, and thankful for I2E and the Loves family as well. So,
and we talk a lot about what's happening with students currently enrolled, whether they're undergrad or graduates. But of course, we love our alumni too. We absolutely love our alumni and want to continue to stay connected to them. So new for 2026, specifically this spring semester, we're going to host an event specifically for alumni, a business networking event for Meinders School of Business alumni only, exclusively.
Yeah, so I think this is an opportunity for two things. You either can reconnect with classmates from years ago, or connect with folks you haven't met yet. So this is a great opportunity for folks to get back together and get to know each other, and there ought to be some synergies in that room, some opportunities to continue those relationships outside of that.
Also, potentially reconnect with professors that they've had in the past.
Absolutely.
You've been here over 20 years, so I'm sure a lot of alumni have taken your classes previously.
I think so. Yeah, surely.
And so multiple members of faculty will be there. The president is planning on attending. Of course, our interim dean will be there as well. And we're working in conjunction with the alumni department, so it's a cross-campus collaboration as well.
It's gonna be fun. What's the date?
So, and any of you alumni listening to this right now, February 26th, that's a Thursday from 4:30 to 6:30 here in the Meinders School of Business. We're going to host this exclusive to alumni networking mixer. Again, 4:30 to 6:30 on February 26th. Yeah. If you didn't catch that because you're driving right now or you're on the treadmill at the gym, go to the website. By the time you hear this episode, it'll be posted on the website. You'll be getting an email from the Alumni Association. But all alumni are invited. It doesn't matter if you graduated in December or you graduated in
10 years ago, 20 years ago,
1923. Is whoever you are. If you have a business degree from OCU, we invite you to come to that event. We're hoping to make that an annual event every spring to continue to reconnect our alumni with each other and with this university.
Absolutely.
The university continues to support them, and they support each other. As alumni, because it is an exclusive group. It's not millions of people that are alumni of the Meinders School of Business. It's a small and select group of people, but people who are doing big things in business in Oklahoma City.
Absolutely.
And the whole state, really.
Absolutely. Yeah, and we need you. Hopefully you benefit from us. I know you do. But the next generation of students is always needing mentors and opportunities to just have those conversations we talked about earlier. So. Yeah.
So all of this kind of adds up to new and innovative things that we're working on in 2026, pushing the business school forward. Do you think that Meinders specifically, and OCU in general, but Meinders specifically is maybe better situated to be innovative and forward-thinking than maybe larger universities or some of the other options that people have when it comes to higher education?
We're poised for exciting things, for growth. It's easy to make change happen here. I'd say it's easier to make change. We're nimble, so we've rolled out either in the last 4 or 5 years at least a dozen new program offerings, and those could just be different flavors of existing programs, like concentrations within an MBA or a data analytics degree, these types of things. But it's been relatively in a relatively short amount of time, we've made quite a few curriculum changes
Right.
and experience changes, et cetera. So yeah, it's a little easier when we're.
In fact, a great example is the fact that we have degrees now that involve AI. Because AI is not just become essential for business in the future.
That's exactly right. We're looking right now at how AI, really kind of three things. How does AI affect pedagogy, or how we teach? Mm-hmm. Where's AI appropriate in the classroom for students? Sometimes we want students to use AI. Sometimes we maybe don't want students.
We need them to be comfortable with certain aspects of AI.
So what's appropriate in the classroom, but then what are the skills? What's the knowledge? What should they be able to do when they leave here to effectively use AI in their career? Because of course, they need it. Everybody else is going to be using it, so they've got to be effective there as well. So those are things that it's already found its way into the curriculum, and just going to continue that to drive those changes.
Well, Dean Greve, thank you so much for being a part of the first episode of Season 2 and having a conversation about new things and different things, innovative things that are happening here at the Meinders School of Business in 2026, and helping me kind of frame this new session, this new season of the podcast as moving forward and looking at new and interesting ways to do what we do, which is create business education that's connected to the business community.
I love it. Yes, we appreciate you, Kyle.
So you guys make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you never miss an episode, whether it's the first season, the second season. And if you're an alumni, check out that alumni networking mixer on February 26th. So you guys subscribe, follow us on social media. You guys know the routine, all that good stuff. Make sure you like this episode, share it with your friends. And if you know an alumni who maybe isn't listening, but maybe needs to know about what's happening here and that event, the alumni event, let them know. We appreciate you guys sharing the content, sharing the podcast, and of course, listening every episode. So this is episode 1 of season 2. We'll see you next time. Coming soon.